Now just look at how incredible this car looks. Today's video is going to be all about the fastest car that the BYD have launched in the UK. It is the BYD Seal. Now this car is a full EV available in two different specs, the design and the excellence trim. And for the purpose of today's video, I'm going to go over all the different specifications of the two models, the pricing, what the car has to offer and how it can perform. In the next section, I'm then going to go through a full walk around of the car and show you all of its features and how stylish and good looking it is on the road. And then further on in the video, I'm going to show you all of the latest updates in the entertainment system so that you can get the best out of your BYD Seal. So if you're thinking of getting one of these or you already own one, you can skip forward further into the video if you just want to see exactly how to get the best out of all the updates. Now the car itself, like I said, it is available in two different trims. You can get the design or the excellence trim. The design model starts at £45,705. The excellence model is £48,705. The standard colour is ice blue. However, you can pay £1,100. Depending upon the dealer, you can get deals on it for a different paint option. So you've got space black, polar white, indigo grey and Atlantis grey as well. There is two interiors available. You can get the black or the Tahiti blue. All of the colours you can choose which interior that you'd like to have. Now the one in front of us today, of course, it is polar white. They're all metallic paint, so you'll notice in the polar white it does have a sparkle to it as well. But in terms of the trims, so with the design trim, that one's a two-wheel drive model. Like I said, it's £45,705 for that one. And that one offers 308 brake horsepower. It can get you from 0 to 60 in just 5.7 seconds. But if you do opt for the all-wheel drive, the excellence model, that one has a whopping 523 brake horsepower. And that can get you from 0 to 60 in just 3.8 seconds. Now, the two cars do look very similar when you see them. So if you have a design or an excellence, there's not much to tell them apart. In terms of the features that you get from both the models, it is mostly the underneath that's different. On the excellence trim, you're going to get an extra badge, which says 3.8 on the back. So you can see that it does 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. And with the excellence, you do actually get a heads-up display. So in the design, you don't get a heads-up display, and you can note it just by a little box in front of the driver here. Of course, that's going to project the speed and your cruise control and the speed limit onto the window screen in front of you. But for this video, we do just have the design, so that's one feature that you won't see. However, apart from that, they're all exactly the same. They both have 150 kilowatt charging and can charge from 10 to 80% between 30 and 45 minutes. So for the purpose of this video, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all around the car, show you exactly how stylish it is. I mean, these things on the road, they look absolutely incredible. If you do like these videos, then please hit the subscribe button. We do appreciate it. We're trying to do videos on all of the BYDs, but not only the BYDs, we are going to move into other new energy vehicles as well. So our next video is likely to be on the JQ7, so we can show you exactly what that has to offer. And then from there, we should be getting the Seal 6 DMI next month as well. So we'll try keep putting this content out there. If you can hit the subscribe button, we really appreciate it. But for now, let's jump into having a look exactly all of the stylish elements of this car. So let's start at the front and have a good look around this fantastic looking BYD Seal. Now this one, like I said, it is in the polar white. The colours are all metallic, so they give you a nice sparkle look in the paint as well. They do all come with a gloss black trim across the bottom, which I'll go through in detail. It does look good in all of the colours, however I think with the polar white it gives it a nice sporty finish. At the front then you've got a nice big BYD logo here, which gives you plenty of presence on the road. And with the car being part of the Ocean range, you've got daytime running LEDs on the front here, and also down the bottom with these sort of vents that give it a nice sporty, good looking finish. You've got a black diffuser on the front, which is in gloss black. So like I say, it does look good in all the colours, but I think the black and white contrast give it a nice sporty look on the road. All of the Seals come with 19-inch BYD alloy wheels, which look absolutely incredible on this car. Suit it very, very well. You do get these sort of air vents on the side, which aren't actually vents, they're just there for design, and they do all have BYD design writ on them. Even if you go with the Excellence model, you'll see that that's got BYD design writ on it. In terms of the wing mirrors, they've all got puddle lights and they do fold in when you lock the car. You've also got an NFC logo here on the driver's side. And what that does is if you use an NFC key or your mobile, you're just going to hold it here. That'll then unlock the car and then you can start the car inside with your NFC card or your mobile phone. You've got cameras built into the wing mirrors as well, so that's part of the 360 camera system. Puddle lights underneath and built-in indicators on both of the wing mirrors too. Then you've got this nice black diffuser across the bottom, which, like I say, it goes very, very well with the polar white paintwork. The door handles are interesting because they just pop in and pop out. So when you lock it and unlock it, they just go in and out. If you've unlocked it and you've got in it and you're thinking, why haven't they gone in? Don't worry. As soon as you go over 5 miles an hour, they'll just automatically close in. You've got sun protection glass on the back and the rear. And then just on this side, the driver's side, you've got the electric charge point. So when you open that up, there is a little LED up here. And then you've got your AC on top and your DC below. Now with this, a little tip, if you try and put them back on, always do your bottom one first, top one after. It's just like a mould so that it fits in correctly. Now, like all BYDs, you've got nice sharp finishes on the back. Big gloss black diffuser on the bottom there as well. And with all BYDs, you've got this ocean effect brake bar on the back as well. So all these are meant to represent ocean droplets, water droplets, and that runs all the way across the back of the BYD. Now when you lock and unlock the car, it will give you sort of patterns on there as well. It looks really, really nice, but that gives you a lovely presence at night time. It looks absolutely fantastic. Now with the Seal, you're going to get the BYD Seal badge on the back, and if you go with the Excellence, you'll get a second badge, which is going to say 3.8 seconds there, well just 3.8, and that's to indicate that it can do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. As you look at the rear, you've got this sort of back glass that then contrasts right into the pan roof. So when you sat in the back of the car, the pan roof goes right behind the passenger's head. It's not just above them, it goes right behind, which I'll show you in a second. So that pan roof comes all the way across, and again, a lovely sporty looking finish from this car. I'll quickly show you underneath the frunk. You've got 53 litres of storage space in there. So to operate that, you've got to pull this twice, got ×2 right on there. Pull that twice, come around to the front. And this is just on hydraulics. And then under here, 53 litres. So some people just store their cables in there. But it's nice to have that little bit of extra space. To close that, you're just going to push it down and then give it a nice click. In terms of the boot, you've got 400 litres of space. So with the boot, you can open it from the key. 2 clicks, that'll open it. 2 clicks, it'll close it. Or you can press the button just down there. 400 litres, that goes very far back. A lot of people say that this has got a lot more space than they anticipated. So when they look at it, they can't believe how deep that boot goes back. Underneath here as well, another 53 litres, just there where we're storing the cables at the minute. To close the boot, you can double click the key, or you've got 2 options up top. Close it and lock it. And that'll just do it itself. In the rear of the car, loads of space. Again, people are surprised at how spacious this car is. So inside, this one's a black with this blue stitching as well. So whether you go with the Tahiti blue or the black interior, you do get this blue stitching that runs all the way through as a theme. 2 bucket seats for the driver and the passenger, like so in front, and there's loads of room in the back of here. It's a very, very spacious car for a saloon. The pan roof runs all the way back, like I said, right behind, I'm having to stretch over, right behind the passenger's head. It's absolutely massive. You do get a shade as well for this, but I've never seen anyone put it on. I don't know why you would when you've got such a nice glass pan roof. You've got a couple of cup holders here as well in the middle, and a couple of USB-Cs down there too. In terms of the front, I'll quickly show you the front of the car, and then I'll set the camera up here so that we can go through all of the entertainment system. So in the front, again with the black trim, you do have the blue stitching, runs all the way through, and then you've got these little bits here which give you ambient lighting. You can change all the colours. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Child locks, unlocking, changing the mirrors, and this is a boot release button here as well. With the driver, you get one extra button here, lumbar support, so that gives you lumbar support for the long journeys. This lifts the front of the seat up, this moves it backwards, forwards, up and down, and that's just for the backrest. Now, in terms of the inside, very, very comfortable seats. I'm going to go through all of these buttons in a moment. NFC logo here, that's where you're going to put your phone when you want to start the car with your phone. You've got ambient lighting, which runs all the way across here, down the sides as well. But what I'm going to do next is just set the camera up so I can show you all of these buttons, and all of the features on the latest update. So from all of the buttons and the interior system, I'm going to go through each one and show you exactly how to get the best use out of your BYD Seal. So starting at the bottom, we've got your hazard lights here, pretty self-explanatory. This is your mode switch here, so when you do that, you'll then see on the driver display the different modes. So on here we've got normal, sport and eco, 3 different modes that you can select from. This one is then a snow mode on here as well, so it's got a separate button for the snow mode. Hazard perception, if you want them on or off, you can put them on. What that does is it puts a little warning triangle in your wing mirrors, so if there's a car coming up beside you, it'll start flashing orange so that you know that there's something coming in case you've missed it. This one's your auto hold, so when you go to a lights, fully on the brakes if you've got that on. By the way, once you put that on, it'll just stay on, because a lot of people do like it. But when you put your foot fully on the brake at traffic lights, come off the brake, the car will just hold. It won't roll forward like it normally does until you go on the accelerator. Start stop button and your volume switch here. With that volume switch, if you press it down, it'll then put a screensaver on the screen there. Moving up from that, you've got your front window demister just here, fans on and off, and auto climate. Now with the car, to operate the gear stick, what you're going to do, or the gear selector, is pull it down for drive, foot on the brake, and the deal light up. Up for reverse. You'll know you're in reverse because you can hear that beeping, because all of your cameras come on automatically. If you ever need neutral, you're going to go halfway, let go. If you're in drive, you're going to be halfway up, let go. If you're in reverse, halfway down, let go. And that'll put you in neutral. However, I don't really use neutral. If you need to park the car, just press the P. So the neutral doesn't really get used for me. You've got 2 wireless chargers just up here, so you just pop your phone on there and that'll charge your phone up. And also underneath you do have USB-C and USB-A and an SD slot just down there if I can get my camera in, and a 12 volt as well for any cameras that you may put in the car too. So like I said, if you pop your phone on there, that'll just wirelessly charge it, and I will set up Apple CarPlay soon just so you can see exactly how easy that is. So on the main screen here, very, very big screen, 15.6 inches, party trick from BYD, you've got your rotating screen there. So you can operate that from the steering wheel or from the screen itself. One thing to note, if you're using Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, it won't do it, it'll only use it in landscape. Now with the new system, you've got different backgrounds that you can choose from. You can also put your own backgrounds on there too. But the main features are this bottom row here. So this bottom row is fully customizable. So if you press and hold on here, you can then put in the things that you do or don't use. So for example, if we don't use the seat memory, we can take that out and we can put the front demister in. But for the purpose of this, I have set it up how I would usually use it. So I'm going to leave it as it is so I can run through them. On the left hand side, if we press that button there, that's going to bring up all of your apps that are on here so you can see through it. Apple CarPlay, navigation, Android Auto. You've also got different themes on here too, so if you want it to look different, you can with different symbols, different backgrounds. This rotates the screen. This is your temperature here. So you've got dual climate. You'll notice down here is 21 degrees and down here is 27. So you can have dual climate as well. This one is your memory seats. So if you've got 2 drivers, press and hold, it'll set the position. And now when I press that, it's just going to take me to the position that it was in when it was set. So if you've got 2 drivers, you can set 2 different memory positions. Heated steering wheel, quick button there, I like that one. This one's your main climate button, which I'd advise just keeping right in the middle. So with this, you can move all of the vents to wherever you like them, like so. On there as well, you've also got your fan speed, your airflow, max air conditioning. And if we go up top here, we've got the seats. So with these, you do have ventilated seats, which are your fans and they go blue, heated seats, which then go like an orangey colour. There's 2 settings on them, so if you press them once, it puts it on the max setting, and then press it again, half setting, press it again, turns off. Heated steering wheel is just 1 button, so it's just either on or off. You do have air quality as well, which basically if the air quality is poor inside of the cabin, it'll purify the air quality inside of the cabin. It's not too relevant in the UK, but if you do have poor quality, then I suppose it is a good thing to have. Moving on down the bottom, this button here is just a quick one to access your heated seats. Settings button, we'll run through that in a moment. And then again, you've got your climate there. Now these apps just above, these are all adjustable too. By pressing this here, you can take ones out and put them in. So if you want data monitoring or you don't want Apple CarPlay, you can take them out and put them in for whatever you use most. You can have as many as you want or as little as you want across there. That's your radio, that's your maps. Now this car is brand new, we haven't got the maps put on it yet, so I can't really show you them. But I will show you on Apple CarPlay, which uses Google Maps, which is exactly the same. With the radio, you can save favourites as well, you can skip channels. The speaker system in these cars are really good. Quick tip, if you want to change the temperature without looking at any of this, if you're driving, 3 fingers on the screen, up and down is going to change the temperature. Left and right, that's going to do your fan speed. The next thing I'm going to show before we jump into settings is this drop down menu here. Again, this is just a quick way to do things. So when I get in my BYD, what I do first is I drop it down and I turn off slow warning alert and lane assist. Now when I repower the car up, they are going to be on automatically. However, as a quick way of doing it, just literally drop it down, 2 clicks, you're good to go. That means that it won't beep at you when you're speeding and the lane assist won't pull you. I'm not meant to sort of advise that, but a lot of people do it. Again, with these you can customize what you want. So if you wanted a quick button for heated steering, you can just drop it in there. Next time I pull that down, my heated steering wheel's just here. So that's a very good little system to have to speed things up and give you little shortcuts. So I don't think as many people use that as they should, but it's a good way to get to where you want to be, especially when you start driving the car. I always say to customers, these cars can look very complicated, but once you have it set up how you want it, get the dealer to help you do that, then when you drive it, you know exactly where everything is and you can quickly access it. This button up here, by the way, if you want that slow monitor off, you can just quickly tap that. That's a new feature that BYD have brought in. So up in the top left here, if we click that, I'm just going to quickly restart this car because it's not programmed yet. It does turn off and on. But that is the screen that you get when you do turn it on. So up here, you do have the slow warning on there as well. So just click that and you can turn it off. Another little quick setting for you. If we press this blue thing, that brings up the BYD Assistant. You can also operate that from the steering wheel, which I'll show you in a moment. So setting up your phone, it's very easy to do. All you're going to do is go into settings, and then from there we're going to jump onto system, onto Bluetooth, and you're just going to find your phone on there. Once you've set that up, you can then access Apple CarPlay by simply clicking on the Apple CarPlay logo here, and hopefully that should work in a moment if the phone's set up properly. I don't think it's going to because it's a brand new car. Oh, there we go. So that's your Apple CarPlay. It won't spin the screen, that's one thing. You've got your maps here, your music. You can have different apps in here. So if you've got Spotify or Amazon Music, you can have them in here as well. To operate this, you can either click on the app and it'll bring it up on a full screen with your maps like so, or you can just swipe across and it'll bring up your other apps as well. So the Apple CarPlay is very good. It's very responsive, this system. It's very quick. I usually get in the car, once the Apple CarPlay is set up, it'll just come up on the screen automatically. And I predominantly use that system. To get back to the BYD system, there's 2 options. You can press this house down here, or you can press the BYD logo there. Think of it as 2 systems. You've either got your Apple or your Android Auto, or you've got the BYD system. So Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, BYD system. So that's how you just click between the 2. But you'll soon get used to what you do and don't use, and from there it'll be very easy to operate. Moving over to the steering wheel, indicators, very self-explanatory. Lights, pop them on auto, it'll tell you on the main screen there. Then you have flash, just pull that, just like normal, no different. To operate your adaptive cruise control, you're going to press this button here. That'll set you to the speed that you are currently travelling. So let's say you're doing 48 mile an hour. Press that, that'll keep you at 48 mile an hour. Press that up once, that'll take you to the nearest 5 or round number. So that'll then take you to 50. It'll then increase in 5 mile an hour increments, up and down. These two here are your adaptive elements, so with that you can shorten the distance between you and the driver in front for when the car automatically slows down and speeds up. And this one will heighten the distance between you and the car in front. So if you haven't had adaptive cruise control before, basically all it means is if you're doing 70 and you've set your speed to 70 but the car in front then drops to 50 mile an hour, you will then also drop to 50 mile an hour without even having to press the brake. Once that car then speeds up again to 70, your car is automatically going to speed up to 70, so you don't have to constantly reset your adaptive cruise control. This one is your quick access to cameras, and I'll quickly show you how good this camera system is. It's really, really incredible what BYD have done with this. So you've got your 360 bird's eye view camera here, and then your point of view here. Now you can click these buttons across the bottom, so you've got front, back, left, right, front wide, rear wide, and both left and right there as well. Or you can simply click around the car. So when I click on the left, it'll show me left, right, front and back. Another tip with this, if you click on the car, it's then going to show you underneath it. Now it won't work in the showroom, but if you're parking up like in a car park, you'll see exactly where your white lines are. So if you're out with them, you'll see them underneath the car as well. Now this button here is important, so that's your 3D button. That gives you a full 360 view. If you ever get stuck in this, again, you're just going to click the 3D until it's not highlighted blue, and that'll take you back to a 2D camera. So with that, you can see all around the car. It doesn't work great in the showroom, but outside, it's absolutely precise. If you go into settings, quick tip as well, and you turn these on, what that does is when you go down to less than 10 mile an hour, 15 kilometers an hour, it's then, when you indicate, it's going to pull up the camera of the side that you're indicating on. So if I'm driving at say 10 mile an hour and I'm indicating left, the camera for the left hand side of the car will show up on the screen automatically. Moving on from that, you've got your button here to change your screen. Horn in the middle. This button here is going to change the information for the driver display, so you can go through that. If you press it, you can then use this scroll to go through the different information that's available on the screen. Then you've got your mode button, that'll change you from Apple CarPlay and also digital radio and the other radio as well. So FM and digital radio. So I don't really use that button, it's not very useful to be honest. So you can see up there, brings the radio up, and then it's going to change me to FM when I press it again. To be honest, once I'm setting either CarPlay or the digital radio, I never change it. This is to answer your calls, and this is to use the assistant. So with the assistant, once we turn it back on, your car won't do this, by the way, it's just because we haven't PDI'd this yet, it's brand new. But when you press this, you can then ask it to do things. So I'll give you an example. Open all windows.
All right.
And there you go, just like so, it's opened all of the windows in the car. Close all windows.
All right.
Also with that, you can use it for heated seats, heated steering wheel, so while you're driving, you don't have to press buttons on here, you can just simply ask the car to do it. Let's give that a go. Turn on heated steering wheel.
Okay, turning on steering wheel heat.
And it's as simple as that. So now if we go into the heated option, you'll see that the steering wheel is on. So it's very easy, very clear to use. You've just got to give it clear instruction and it will use it. So finishing off, I'm just going to quickly show you the settings element. So I won't go too into depth with this. If there is any questions, pop them below. I try my best to get back to you. Also doing a lot of other things, but I do try my best to get back to you. So if it's something you don't know about, then just ask and I'll do my best to answer it. So when you go into the settings, you've got your ambient lighting here, so you can change the front and the back to different if you like, or you can have the whole car the same. And the ambient lighting, it won't show very good underneath these showroom lights, but you can see how that's changed to purple, and that runs in the rear as well. So at night time, they are very, very bright, and you can change the colours to whatever you wish. If you click on dynamic colours, that's then going to go through a set pattern, and there's 3 different patterns that you can choose from. So that'll just go through a set pattern of colours and change them as you go. The rhythm ambient lighting is the music element, so as you have music on, basically the lights are going to change with the beat of the music. The exterior lights, you can change all of the daytime running lights, courtesy lights. You can change that the headlights stay on once you lock the car for 10 seconds, or you can change them for 30 seconds, whatever you fancy. Locks, you'll probably never change any of the lock settings, but you can change the height of the tailgate when it opens, just up here. You can also do that by physically holding the boot release button on the back. For 5 seconds, it'll make that beep you might have just heard, and that'll set the height as well. In terms of the sound in the display with the screen, you can have it in either dark or light mode. So if we change it to light, it'll change the display on here and also on here as well. Auto means that at night time, it's just going to revert to dark, and during the day, it will be light. Your clocks above it, they're just different screensavers, so that when I press the mute button, it'll bring up a different screensaver. You can also change the brightness of the screens as well. Adaptive brightness down here is just going to change it as it gets darker, then your screen won't be as bright, and as it gets lighter, it'll brighten it up. Instrument, exactly the same thing, but that is your instrument cluster right there. In terms of energy, you can have a play around with that. Standard or high regenerative braking, you can change. The regenerative in these cars are not huge, so it doesn't make a massive difference. Smart charging, you can do this through an app on the screen, just in your apps button here, or you can do it in the settings. So what that does is it sets the time that you can start and stop charging. So if you have that on, press on here, I can then schedule my charging. So the idea with that is if you get a cheaper rate from midnight till 5 AM, you can set it to charge from midnight till 5 AM. A quick tip with that, if your wall charger also offers smart charging, do not put them both on. If you put it on here and on your wall charger, your car will not charge. So do it on one or the other. Do not do it on both. Also, if you're going to use a fast charger, it's then going to reject the charge as well. So for me, on my home charger at home, I can set schedule charging. So I've just done it on that and I've not done it on my car. But you can, if you want, you can do either or, but just do not do both. With the vehicle, again, there's loads of options in here for heated seats, but you can do that in the other screens that I've showed you. You don't need to go through the settings. Servicing, quick one with this, if you're getting a car from like an online company, they might not have set this correct, but you can do it yourself. So just turn it on, and basically you're going to set this to 720 days and 20,000 miles. So if you start to get a service light after 1,000 miles, don't worry, just go into your settings and you can change that yourself, because it is 20,000 miles or every 2 years with this car. ADAS systems, so you can turn off intelligent cruise control, you can turn off the lane keep in here rather than dropping down the menu, and all of your safety settings are on here. Now a lot of the safety settings do come back on when you repower the car, so for me, rather than going through the settings, these ones here are handy so that I can just operate them straight away and then off I go. The last button here is the updates. So on here you can connect your car to Wi-Fi at home. The cars do come with data for 2 years, but you can connect them to the Wi-Fi at home. Also, once you connect your phone, it will run off your phone data too. But basically the main part of this screen is if you go into version at the top, then you can see version update and your version number here. So with that, one thing I would say is BYD often launch updates for the cars, but they'll do it in batch numbers. So if you see online that someone's got an update and you haven't, don't worry about it too much. They will come out. They're all done off of VIN numbers. So no need to start ringing dealerships saying you haven't got the update. Just give it time, you will get it. It's just a VIN number allocation, the way that they do the updates. So your version numbers down here. If you do need to force an update, you'll note that there's a little red dot here. You'll only get that if there's an update available, and all you do is click upgrade. On there it's going to tell you how long it's going to take and how much battery you need to be able to start this. So you need to have at least 20% battery, you need to be in P gear, you need to have the engine hood closed. Funny that, because it doesn't have an engine. But then it's going to take 48 minutes. It'll tell you to upgrade, schedule or cancel, because once you start the upgrade you won't be able to drive it for that period of time. So if you know that you're going to get home, just simply turn the car off, that screen will pop up and you can click upgrade, or if you prefer you can schedule it for a certain time and date as well. The last part I'm going to show you now is just the driver instrument in front. So up here, that's P, that means you're in park. If we change that to drive, of course we'll go to D, reverse and neutral. High is a regenerative, so you can either have that high or low. Sport mode, again if I change the mode, that's going to change to normal, eco and sport. Kilowatts that you're using are on the left, miles per hour on the right. Odometer is down here, that's a full distance that you've travelled. And if you trip A and trip B, all you're going to do is click should show you that. Click this button here. And basically to reset that, press and hold that button and that'll go to 0. Right at the bottom here, 25% battery, 86 miles. So that's how far you can get, that's how much battery you've got. If your first time going to EV, don't worry about too much, just think of it as fuel. If you're going to get down to 20, 15%, that's when you need to start thinking about charging. If you can charge it at home every night, great. If you can't, you're doing motorway driving, try not to let it get too daunting. Basically, just think of it as fuel. Once you get down to 20, 15%, you want to start looking for a charger. So that's everything on today's video. Thanks for watching. If you like this content, like I say, please do subscribe. We're nearly at 1,000 subscribers, which is great. We try our best to get the cars as quickly as we can. But if you have any questions, drop them down below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you're thinking about getting one of these cars, just get one. They're absolutely amazing. They drive incredibly, they're good fun, plenty of power, handle great. They are really, really fun cars to have. Super stylish and good looking as well. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.